Bare naked.
Bare naked. Bare naked. ABCs.
Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs. Last episode, we talked about daydreaming, and I have to say that this podcast has made many of my dreams come true, such as talking to Stephen Page and Susan Rogers, and getting to talk to my friends every week. Speaking of whom, this week I am joined by Michelle, who I was hoping that this podcast would make her a lot of money, but alas, she is not a rich girl. But be careful, she's a bit of a man-eater. So, say it isn't so, Michelle. Say it isn't so. Aaron is also with us, but he disagrees with me often. During the last episode, he said, I'm out of touch, but Aaron, I can't go for that. But you guys have been waiting on me for long enough. Let's get into this episode. This week we are talking about Deck the Stills, and
Yes,
if you
indeed.
didn't get my jokes, hopefully later on you will.
I was about to say I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me, but
This is from the Christmas album, Bare Naked for the Holidays, and let's talk and break this song down. I think it's going to be pretty easy to break this song down because it's basically just bare naked ladies covering Deck the Halls in their own unique way. So why don't I hand it over to Aaron for the breakdown?
I opted not to do a traditional breakdown for reasons which will become readily apparent as soon as anyone listens to this song. I will say it's an a cappella arrangement. It's extremely short. I think it's 45 seconds. And as Tracy said, it pretty much is just Deck the Halls. However, I don't know. Okay, so I guess what I can do is that's par for the course for me. The most usual I can make this breakdown is I usually reference another band. I won't reference a band this time, but if you ever saw Ernest Saves Christmas, he sings a rendition of "Oh Christmas Tree," wherein the only lyrics are "Oh Christmas Tree, oh Christmas Tree, oh Christmas Tree, oh Christmas Tree, oh Christmas Tree," ad infinitum. Pretty much the closest you're going to get to this, although there is actual musical talent here being displayed. But it's clearly tongue-in-cheek. It's a joke song, I guess, is the way that I would describe it. So, I mean, this is on Bare Naked for the holidays, where there are other less jokey songs. So to hear this one, I don't know, Tracy, you might be able to help me. Is this like at the end? Is this a secret song? Is this like smack dab in the middle as a surprise?
Give me a second here. Because I can tell you, I just didn't. You caught me on the 1 week I didn't look that up. While I'm looking that up, why don't we put a snippet of the song in right here?
I was just going to ask, yeah.
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. 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 Crosby, Stills, Nash.
So this song is smack dab in the middle.
That's
it's at
perfect.
number 14 out of 21.
So that to me is like perfect for this song because you're not going to expect it, right? It's in the middle of the album. You're listening to one song, then all of a sudden this comes on, and I have to think, based on my own experiences with my band in the studio, that this was a joke that someone made at some point while they were recording, and they're like, "Okay, let's make that an actual track."
Which is why we love them.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
So what is the key that this is in?
Oh man, you're gonna make me do work here. Hold on.
Or should we just leave that column blank this
Well,
week?
let me hold on. Wait 1 second.
And Young. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Crosby, Stills.
You know, Tracy, it's funny that you mentioned all those songs at the beginning because I actually saw Hall & Oates in concert at the Augusta Civic Center in 1983.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
They
you
were
really?
amazing. I really did. I was 13. I was in 8th grade. It was awesome.
I'm very jealous.
That would have been an amazing concert at that time.
It was great.
I've been a fan of Neil Young for a very long time, but in more recent years, I've become a big fan of Stephen Stills as well, and Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, and overall, amazing music. And Yeah, I'm pretty jealous.
Nash and young Crosby, Stills, Nash and young Crosby, Stills, Nash and young Crosby.
So, in answer to Tracy's query, I didn't want to answer without. I hate answering a question unless I'm 100% sure. So I went back and listened, and it is in the key of F major, which traditionally a lot of renditions of Deck the Halls are. Although there are Christmas carols you can be found in almost any key, but I've seen Deck the Halls in F major frequently. So yes, Deck the Stills, pretty much Deck the Halls in it's just Deck the Halls, but with Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young as the lyrics. I mean, how long do I need to talk about this, Tracy?
I don't think there's a lot to say about it.
It's wonderful. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I don't know how much I can analyze this.
Right. I love it too.
I love the harmonies in this. Like, the harmonies are just spot on.
Well, I think that's why it works so well.
Yes.
Is that it is a joke, but they're giving it their best.
It's a joke, but it's gorgeous. Like,
Yeah.
they just nail it, and it's exactly everything that is fantastic about the Bare Naked Ladies, and that's exactly what this song is, a microcosm of why I love them. It's humorous, it's witty, it's hilarious, it's gorgeous and lush, and the harmonies are tight and spot on, and it just, you can't get better than this.
I feel like the biggest compliment that I could pay this song is to say that if I were someone from a country that did not speak English natively, and I did not speak English, and I was not aware of who Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young were, and I heard this, and someone told me this is a very serious and reverent rendition of a traditional Christmas carol, I would probably take it at face value, because it's only the fact that they're just repeating Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young over and over again that makes it a joke and makes it funny. So
It's hilarious. But it's gorgeous.
And it really is everything that is BNL.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. It's funny as hell.
It is. Every time I listen to it, it puts a huge smile on my face.
That's
Exactly.
true. I would
And
have
you
to
can't
agree.
help
Does that
but
for me
sing
too.
to it.
And
The funny thing is,
Steven's vocals on this song are phenomenal. I mean,
my God.
they all sing
Yeah.
it like they mean it. It's amazing. It's gorgeous.
well, and you would assume for a song that has 5 words, yes, this song is just 5 words long, Weird Al. They beat you.
6 words long.
For a song that's only 5 words long, you would assume that it's really easy to sing, but you get to the middle part because they keep it in order. Crosby, Stills, Nash,
Right.
and Young. And they keep it in order the whole way through. You naturally want to, when it flips over to the next part of the next line in the verse,
Yes, I know what
to
you're
start
saying.
over again with Crosby. And they don't. They're like, what is that next word? And they just
Crosby,
keep it
Stills,
going the
Nash
whole
and Young
time.
Crosby, Stills,
Stills,
Nash, and Young Crosby.
Crosby, Stills, Nash,
Yeah.
and...
Yeah,
And you want to. You want to start over back to Crosby.
It's actually kind of hard to do it, harder than you would think.
You can't
the fact
think
that they're
about
doing
it too
it and they're
hard.
doing it
But
in harmony.
My impulse is to cheat it and make one particular syllable last a couple of notes. They don't do that.
No.
No.
As much as it is 100% a joke song, there is some legit talent that went into making it, which is, I guess, what makes me laugh so hard about it and what makes
Right.
me appreciate it so much.
Exactly.
And it's what makes it listenable over and over and over again. This is one of those holiday songs that I will listen to every single time it comes on, and I will search it out sometimes just because it is so much fun just to hear.
And sing along to. And choose whatever harmony part you want. It's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna my sister and brother and I always do an overly dramatic rendition of We Three Kings when we get together for Christmas. And we do the harmonies and everything, and I do my very deep bass part, and I'm gonna have to teach them this song this year, I think, for Christmas.
That would be hilarious. I want video of that. I
I
want to
was
see
just thinking the same thing. I want a video.
So here's how. So you would not think Stills is the natural, you would not think that Crosby, Stills, and Nash is the natural thing to go with this song.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to, so I'm like, well, where did they come from that? Deck the, and I'm like, oh, wait. I'm sitting there just kind of getting ready for this week, and I'm like, oh, Deck the Halls, Hall & Oates. Like, of course, this is probably, and then they're like, well, Hall & Oates is just too short. What other band can we throw in there? And they, like, who else do we revere and love? Because they are huge Neil Young fans, as well as, like, the rest of the group, all four of them. So I'm sure they're like, well, let's go with this group here. And I'm sure that's where this came from. That's why I was giving all those Hall & Oates references earlier. Because I have to guess that's where they were going. They love their wordplay.
Which is why we love them.
So my question to you guys, if you were going to pick a holiday song, and you were going to pick the group members' names to go with the song, what group and what song would you pick?
Radiohead, 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 Radiohead. Yeah, that's mine. Carol the Bells with Radiohead.
Well, it's going to be Oh Holy Night.
Yeah, nice one, nice one.
Oh.
And I think it's going to have to be the Bare Naked Ladies. Bare Naked
Ladies.
Yes. Bare Naked Ladies. Bare Naked Ladies. Bare Naked Ladies.
Should we do an entire album now like this and then send it to BNL as a tribute?
Every Christmas song we can think of, we'll just say Bare Naked Ladies. And we'll do a whole album.
What about you, Tracy?
I also thought of Carol of the Bells, because I think it's one of the most gorgeous songs that's out there, especially for harmonies. I wanted it done with the Beatles band members. John, Paul, George, and Ringo.
Ooh. That's a tongue twister.
It is. I was trying to go through it earlier in my head. I'm like, well, first, in order to get the syllables right, you got to cut out the and. So then, after that, it is you might have to mix their names around a little bit to make it work, because John, Paul, George, and Ringo is a tongue twister.
Oh, yeah.
But it would be gorgeous to have that.
Yeah, I'm picturing it in my head. It would be interesting.
That's my answer. I don't have the singing talent to try to pull that off, though.
I think you need to go John, Paul, Ringo, George.
That's probably it. That would make sense.
I think with that song.
Poor George, he gets the short end of the stick again.
He's just off on his own in his mysterious corner.
I think, I don't know, in a lot of ways, technically speaking, I think he was the best musician. He was the best.
Yes.
Technically,
Agreed.
in a lot of ways.
I agree.
As much as I'm a John Lennon fan here, now, and forever, George Harrison was so talented.
Oh,
he deserved so much more recognition than he got. And as much as I think it's hilarious that Weird Al made the songs just 6 words long, I actually kind of like I Got My Mind Set on You.
I know.
It's a catchy tune, man.
So we don't have a lot more to say about this song. There's not a lot to this song. There's not a lot of details online about this song. There's not a lot to share. So why don't we just go to our ratings?
All right. So for this song, for the ratings, I was trying to think of a really good category title. And I thought the phrase that came to mind was, the emphasis is on the wrong syllable. So we're going to go by syllables. How many syllables do we give this song? And I, strictly on principle, because of what the song is, I gave it a 5. I gave it 5 syllables because, number one, it's witty as hell. It's exactly the sense of humor that makes me love the Bare Naked Ladies 100%. And like we talked about before, the harmonies are utterly gorgeous. It's so tight. The song is so tight and perfectly executed. I have to give it a 5. So that's that. Aaron, how many syllables do you give this song?
Well, I really liked it. I can't say that it was a perfect tune for me. But agreed, given what it is for a 45-second joke song on a Christmas album, it's pretty incredible. I really had to dig deep down here and look at what I was doing I really kind of judge this against the other Christmas songs. So I certainly like it. I like it better than Creek and Christmas. I like it better